Chen Si, the Chief Operating Officer from INSIRE Entertainment Resort. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, Kelsey.
It was great to hear your talk before. We are looking at a very big project taking place nearby Incheon International Airport. It's already pegged at $2 billion just for this phase. You're planning to open the non-gaming offerings this year, right?
Yes.
Within October. How's that coming along?
It's going well. Construction on schedule. Our financing was done end of 21, and we're on budget.
Which is almost unheard of for any IR, right?
Well, so we did announce last month, Mohegan, our owner, our parent company, injecting another additional 155 million US into the project. But that's not really over budget. We're just adding more scope to the budget. We're building some more amenities. So yes, so we're tracking okay.
All right, and I know everybody's curious to know, when is the casino coming online?
Yeah, I think it's depending on the timing of the licensing. After opening in Korea, you have to get a 5-star hotel rating before you can get the license. So as soon as we open the resort, we're going to get the 5-star rating as soon as possible, then getting the license as soon as possible. I think, reasonable estimate will be within 3 months.
Okay, so within about 10 months from now, we'll be able to see the casino open.
Yes.
Do you think you'll have any issues in getting that 5-star rating?
I certainly hope not. If we do our job right, it should be okay.
All right, now there are some very interesting individual elements that distinguish INSIRE from, let's say, what its competitors are, but I'd like you to lay those out for me. What do you think is some of the better elements of the property that make it shine?
Yeah, I think defining competitor, if we're talking about, for example, the Korean operators that are in Korea right now, I think our hardware in terms of footprint, the size of itself, and the programming of the building are very different, right? And we're really taking advantage of Mohegan's sort of technical know-how on running entertainment elements, especially for the arena.
Yeah.
That we're building.
15,000
capacity, state-of-art, purpose-built arena for music, taking advantage of Korea's K-pop culture, obviously, and Mohegan's expertise in running live entertainment in Connecticut for the last, 15 years. I think, that's certainly a huge advantage of ours. Other programs in the building that make us stand out is, all year round indoor water park, and the largest hotel MICE facility in Korea that, given our geographic location, would allow us to really attract that regional MICE business.
Now, it's interesting that you mentioned that it is obviously US-based company. This is the first project outside of the United States. Well, this is the first project within Asia. It's pretty ambitious, obviously. Right. Is there any cap on the potential investment that they're looking at?
There isn't. I think the $2 billion for phase 1 is obviously already spent, right? So, as we look forward to next phases, we are committed to working with the government, our regulators, and finding potential partners to build it out. So it really depends on, the specific ideas that we bring to the table, and the financing and the condition of the financing market. But so we don't have a number yet, but we're committed to do the work and find the right partner and the right ideas.
All right, well, the guests and players are going to be driving what can be happening after the opening and the opening of the casino subsequently. But who are those, let's say specifically in regards to the casino customers, who is INSIRE targeting?
I think Japan obviously is extremely a focus for everybody in Korea, including us. And Greater China as well, and the rest of Southeast Asia. But I would say Japan and Greater China will probably be the two focus markets.
Okay, and what can you give us a percentage-wise in terms of what you're looking at?
I think right now Japan, for other competitors, benchmarking in Japan is probably 30%. And the other segment we didn't mention was sort of the local dual passport or foreigners living in Korea. And that's actually a significant market right now, probably 30 to 40% of the market, and the rest being China. But obviously with China opening up, I think their share will obviously go up. So, I don't know. I think maybe it will be a third at some point, but then just depending on, outbound traffic from China, that share could be a little bit up and down. I think Japan and domestic are more fixed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There are two different elements that I want to touch on in terms of the customers. One of them is there any possibility, or is INSIRE waiting for the possibility that it could allow locals to gamble?
So it doesn't exist in any of our financial modeling, right? It's not part of the value proposition when we go get financed or talking to our partners. It is an option value for sure, right? So, and And we didn't start this, right? This discussion started with many other operators looking at this market, including my, Las Vegas Sands. So it's really not on the table at this point, even domestically. I mean, people talk about it, but it's not on any legislative agenda like it is in Japan or Thailand. But down the road, are there opportunities? I think longer term, yes, right? But I think that longer term really is probably 10 years, right? After Japan, after Thailand, right? I don't think anything will happen in the short term.
Okay. Now, what about the changes within Macau? I think you'd said something along the lines of the downturn in Macau could actually be an upturn for INSIRE, or the change within the junket sphere or the premium mass kind of element within Macau could be an advantage to INSIRE. How would that work out?
Well, I love Macau, so first of all, I wish Macau my best.
I think we all do.
Yes,
right?
yes. But I do think the changes in terms of access to Macau, and obviously the business structure from a VIP dominant market into mass and premium mass certainly will have implication on rest of Asia or rest of Asia gaming. I think specifically on VIP, given the structural change, I think a lot of those operators who used to operate in Macau are going to look to expand overseas, specifically Philippines, where we are today, but also Vietnam and Korea, right? Because both markets provide very attractive economics from a tax rate perspective. On the mass side, I think it's really a matter of whether the visa policies or the permitting policies of access into Macau would stay the same or improve or get worse for mainland Chinese tourists, mass tourists, and if that gets worse, I think it will benefit. It will push more outbound travel from mainland China for gaming. So that would certainly benefit not just us, but Vietnam, Philippines, etc., and Singapore, obviously.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, if you're looking at the property itself, can you define a percentage that you're expecting to be VIP or premium direct versus mass?
Well, we're still a bit, a few months away, so we're not quite there yet in defining the numbers because we certainly don't have anything to look at right now. Yeah. I would expect VIP to be less than 30% of our revenue.
Okay. And what's your gaming floor makeup right now?
The gaming floor, it's 150 tables and 700 slots and ETGs. Okay. So we potentially will have a phased approach, but certainly that's the capacity we want to get to shortly after we open.
Okay. And the table number is roughly similar to some of the other casinos in operation. How about the EGM number?
We're bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a lot bigger than everybody else. Yeah. So we do see that as a growth opportunity. It's traditionally not a strong ETG or EGM market because you don't really have a strong local base of customers. But again, based on our proximity to Incheon Airport, with that transient passenger, do we have opportunity to use interesting EGMs to attract some of that short-term visitation on really mass play? I think that's certainly something we want to try.
All right, well, some very exciting times ahead, and I mean, opening in October and then with a casino within 10 months, I think you're going to be having your hands very, very, very full.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you back here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Cheers.